Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in my lab. I'm back in the book. We're doing the philosophies of different religious concepts. Right now, I'm about to take you on the origins of Islam, and I'm going to back it up with the origins of the esoteric, mystical Islam religion called Sufism. So I got two concepts I'm going to take you by. Should be good. I got some feedback on my Islam concept because I got some buddies who are practicing Muslims, so I confer with them on a few things, and they don't all see eye to eye on a few things. So let's talk about it. All right, let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. You see where we're going with this? Let's get together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. Yeah, that's what I do. It's rhetorical. But if you don't have to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to Maya, be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about the origins of Islam. And now, according to what I'm reading and bringing to your attention, it started in circa 600 ACE. And if you know anything about me, you know I hate that year. Not because Islam was intricated. No, it's because that's the year they shut all my Egyptian philosophical temples down. That's why it's personal, and I got a problem with that. But let's deal with another issue. Let's deal with this Islam. And I asked the brothers who practice Islam, they don't agree with none of this stuff. But this is what they call Orthodox Islam. So let's go with what they said. I'm going to give you some of the background as we go to what I was told. All right. The word Islam means to surrender. Okay. I hear surrender to the will of God. Oh, yeah, okay. In its religious application, Islam refers to surrendering to the will of God. Yeah, again, that's fine. That's the philosophy that y'all got. Y'all ain't the only one who got it, but that's y'all's problem again. And what? Please stop telling me about this original. Stop with that nonsense. It's your belief system. Take it that and leave it that. It ain't nothing other than that. It's the newest religion. You tell me it's the original. It's the last one on the totem pole. After Sufism came 100 years behind that, but at 600 ACE, y'all the last religion. So please spare me with all that unnecessary rhetoric. I don't want to be a Muslim. I could care less about a Muslim. I'm just giving information about Islam. And I asked y'all because y'all practice that philosophy. So I asked the questions to see where it compares to what they say about it. And y'all ain't on the same page. Simple. I'm just facts. And it says, Islam is seen by theological scholars, not the ones who practice it, obviously, because y'all don't know jack, to be reformations, okay, of what? Older Arab religions, which themselves were influenced by the Egyptian philosophies. Again, I know that. And during the time of Egyptian and the conquest of the Middle East, Muhammad, spelled with the O, the founder of Islam, y'all only agree on that. Y'all said somebody else forgot. What the hell? I can't play that game, so I just ask and I'm listening, and ain't none of that matching up with what they're saying here. Y'all are so far different. We just getting started. I got a half a page of information, and none of them match up with practicing Muslims. I know 3 of them, and they all say something different. One tell me, oh, that's what the white man, he don't know that ain't nothing white about this book, so I ain't even engaged in that. Again, when I know somebody's ignorant, I'm not going to engage with them. I'm going to let them show their ignorance and be about my business. Let them go. And everybody I let rant about what they thought about what I'm giving, what I was reading, is wrong. It's wrong. Just want to give you a breakdown. Understand? I did it with the Christians. I didn't do the Jews and the Chinese. I no need for that. I did that a while ago. But I did it with the Indians. I did it with everybody's different philosophical group to show you we all doing the same thing different. That's it. And those who practice in Islam is even doing something different. If it's getting you blessings, by all means. That ain't my thing. I don't concern. I'm just giving a lesson. I was trying to get the information by doing my due diligence and getting different information, and all of them was different. I'll leave it there. Okay. But according to them, Muhammad, the founder of Islam, was supposed to be other Arab leaders, opposed to by other Arab leaders, so they didn't get along in the early stages of the development of his new religion. We've been having religion for thousands of years. Because you come up with Islam don't mean nothing to nobody but those who follow that philosophy. And understand that, no disrespect. But I could care less about a Muslim. Okay, personally, why? Ain't no different than a Christian or Jew. Ain't no different. Y'all got a philosophy and everybody practice. I ain't got a problem with that. I don't have to follow it, but I understand it and respect it. That's as far as I'm going. Moving on. And to talk about it, I can't tell you about Islam. Why? I ain't a Muslim. I'm just going on what I read and going by what I'm told by people who practice the Islamic faith. I'm not going to ask a Christian about Islam. You don't have no damn Christianity. You don't even know much about Islam. So, again, I do my due diligence, and I got the feedback that was, you wouldn't believe. All right. But now, Egyptians get developed, okay, their new religion, it was forced. He was forced to flee into Egypt. Where was he at? I don't know, but he left and went to Egypt and Ethiopia, where he and his followers, all you got to do is get followers and you can practice whatever you want, call it whatever you need. Further develop Islamic philosophy, where while living there, Muhammad married an Ethiopian woman. According to the Quran, he married somebody. Okay, I guess that's what this is. Again, I don't practice the philosophy. I don't claim to know it. So again, I'm just going by what I'm reading and what I was told. Orthodox Islam departed from the concept of feminine goddess principles. It was evident in what? Egyptian philosophy. The Egyptians respected and revered the women as goddesses. Everybody else, not so much. Even the Muslim, they don't think a female can preach the word. To me, that makes no sense. Again, that's their philosophy. And they switched over to a patriarchal religious concept with the cross. The cross is 2 penises. Okay? Death. Okay? The Ankh, key of life, female womb, male phallus, offspring, aka key of life. So 2 different concepts. But you went to a parochial or male-dominated concept like Orthodox Christianity. God told me, one of my dudes, they even said his mother was a priest. And when he came into the order, a preacher, when he was a kid in the church, when he started doing his thing, they said his mother can't come and preach. Women can't get in the pulpit. Again, different philosophy, different strokes for different folks. Nothing to do with me. That's just a philosophy that the Muslims follow the same concept. I've yet to see a sister doing Farrakhan's work. Educate, enlighten, okay, inspire and motivate. Women can do that too. However, their recognition of the importance of female principle is evidenced in the Kaaba. That's the monument, the black cube, I know, the most sacred Islamic Nobody give a damn about that black stone but y'all. Y'all making it something that, because y'all want to believe that? I ain't beat for that nonsense. Whatever ritual you do, I'm understanding the rituals. I'm a Mason. Trust me, I'm fluent in rituals, in the purpose and the reason behind it. Y'all claim that this sacred monument is located in the city of Mecca. The Kaaba has a female vulva carved in one side. My brother-in-law said that ain't true. You've been to Mecca and you surveyed the Kaaba and you found that to be not true from your own, or somebody told you, because somebody telling you that it is. So if one is saying it is, one is saying it ain't, they both can't be right. Now, if one believe this, one believe in God, one don't believe in God, they both right. God, they got the right to believe what they want. But when it comes to facts, both of y'all can't be right. If y'all got two different concepts, one of y'all gonna be wrong. Moving on. That's what Mayat represents. Oh, you're gonna have it right, you're gonna have it wrong. Simple as that. Those two opposites, they don't go by themselves, they go together. And when Muhammad said that he had been given the word of God by the angel Gabriel. Gabriel is the angel from the Bible. So if you religious is older than the Bible, how you using the Bible, Gabriel, and the prophet Jesus in your wording? Ain't none of y'all in my stuff. Okay, so I'm just giving you because 600 ACE. Y'all ain't old. Y'all ain't ancient. Ain't nothing ancient about Islam. Moving on. I don't want to discredit it. I just understand it for what it is and moving on. I don't practice it. I don't have no affection for Islam. Disrespect for it either, but I ain't in love with that. For those who practice it, much respect. Why? I see what it does for y'all. It better you, straighten you up, make you be a good person. I'm with that 100%. Okay, so yeah, we're in the same team when it comes to that. Now, these are the 7 principles that the Orthodox Islam Muslims practice. My brother-in-law said this is not what he practiced. So there's a difference, obviously. Number 1, it says there is only one God. I agree with that. Unitarity and omnipresent. Again, I'm still on board with that. Now we about to have a problem. God is separate from creation and manages it from afar. That's why I don't do a belief system. A belief system wants you to believe God is not inside you. I'm not going with that. Why? I know better. It ain't what. No, you can practice what you want. Again, this is Islamic faith. I'm just reading it out to you. I don't subscribe to that. That's the first thing. I would never be a Muslim. Why? I don't subscribe to that theory. So I couldn't. Not the pork. We ain't got the pork yet. We talking about your philosophy. I ain't going with that. So no big deal. Much respect. But my brother said that ain't what he practiced. Number 2, the polarity of gods, or the extension of God's divinity to any person is strongly rejected. They don't think God is man. They don't think man is God. That's their philosophy. Again, don't agree, don't subscribe, don't care. Moving on. This is putting it out there. Number 3, God created nature through a primordial act of mercy. Least there would be only nothingness. 3 for 3. I don't subscribe to near one of them concepts so far. Okay, I'm just reading them out. I don't subscribe to them. Number 4, God governs creation. If I'm agreeing with the concept, but if you tell me he's doing it outside, we're gonna have a problem. Okay, I'm about to pull my gun out. We're about to go down. Why? God governs creation. All areas of creation were given laws to follow. I'm with you. The following of these laws, okay, and be this, okay, creates perfect harmony. Yeah, you do the right thing, you are blessed. I got no problem with that. Philosophically, I can make it work and I can understand it. Again, I need to be able to make sense of it. And with that philosophy, with mine and getting that, I can work it in, okay. Now it says, The breaking of these laws create disharmony. Again, I'm understanding and I'm bored. And since they are laws, and what laws mean? If you break them, you have to pay. Like glass, you break it, you pay it. So these are laws. So there is no need for what? Blessings or miracles. I don't agree with that. Again, the idea of following the law is to get rewarded for following the law. That I can go with. You reap what you sow. I don't have a problem with that. But don't tell me because these are laws and you don't need. If I'm following the law, what am I getting? So I can question whatever you tell me. I'm going to question it. You got the right, whatever I tell you, you can question it also. It ain't a one-way deal with me. I get what I receive. I ain't got a problem with that. I got answers. I expect you to have answers for yours. I can answer for mine. All right. But there's no need for miracles. Now, according to the Quran, they claim is the highest miracle which no man will match. What the hell? It's a book written by man. What's the miracle? Where's the miracle? Come on, don't get so full of yourself. But again, my bad. That's their faith. That's their philosophy. Sorry about that. Okay, number 5. The ultimate purpose of humanity is to serve God in order to reform the earth. If I was less educated, man, I might think this is not my cup of tea. From an enlightened perspective, we're here to have the human experience. We're spiritual beings here on earth to pass the test of life, to go, all that yeah, but I don't subscribe to that. Moving on. Number 6. God has 4 functions. This ought to be interesting. According to the Muslims, according to Islam, y'all say God have 4 functions. I said, well, we understand from another philosophy, from my Moors man who teach it, God is the generator, operator, and destroyer. Okay, that makes sense. I ain't gonna lie. But now let's hear their 4 functions of God. Creation, with that. Sustenance, I'm with that. Guidance, I'm with that. Judgment, ding, 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 ding. My philosophy says you're the judge of you. And okay, but since you are God and not knowing that, you still are the judgment. I get it, because my yacht is the test you have at Judgment Day. So I can formulate something around and make it work. Okay, so it's not that far-fetched. I can't make it work. If I can't conceptualize it and put it somewhere where it makes it, I can't deal with it. And some of the stuff, I ain't gonna try. Why? That's not my point. That ain't my job. I don't care less. I'm just reading what y'all say and what y'all practice, giving my opinion about it and moving on. Why? It really means nothing to me. That's why. Okay, this is the lesson I'm trying to get across to y'all. And this is what you practice. And what I'm saying here, y'all claim not to do none of this. What the hell is this for? Why the hell they do this? What y'all saying is wrong. I'm just saying, I can wrap this up again. We at number 7 now. According to the Islamic faith, again, after death, what happens according to the Muslims? Those who live by the laws will go to the garden, aka heaven. Again, I can try to make something work with that. I can work. Okay, I ain't too far off with that. I go with that. And those who did not will go to hell. That's the best you got? That's the best you got. That's all you got. You ain't got jack. And if you got people following that, they ain't got jack either. But you can't tell them that because they believe they do. So once you get somebody to believe something, you can forget enlightening them. Why? You shut the enlightenment down. Why? Because you got their belief. Now they're just going to believe you blindly. They're going to believe what you say and do what you say. So that's the problem with being what? Brainwashed and hoodwinked and bamboozled with what? With lies. That because you don't know no better, you fall for them. I'm not one of them. And this whole origins of Islamic philosophy from circa 600 ACE to now, no use for it at all. Respectfully, but I'm not doing none of that. We ain't even got to the dietary. We just talk about basic concepts about God. I don't agree to subscribe to their concept about God from the rip. If you think God is outside of man, you lose me right there. So this whole time, I've really been just going through the motion. Why? This means nothing to me. This is, man, if you're a Muslim, God bless you. Allah, whatever y'all call it. So I'm like, but I don't subscribe to, and y'all say y'all don't. So how could it be that this is supposed to be philosophy and what y'all practice ain't this? Y'all Sufis, y'all Islamic. I got another one coming up. Origins of esoteric mystical Islam, aka Sufism, and that started in circa 700 ACE. So you got a spinoff from what y'all started in 600, 100 years later. They came up with, some of their own stuff. Obviously, I'm gonna go through that right quick. I'm gonna just run through that. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time with it, but I'm just showing you. Now y'all practicing the same Islam, but you got different interpretations about God. Watch this. Now, the origins of esoteric mystical Islam, Sufism, circa 700 ACE. Sufism emerged in the Middle East shortly after Islam, which started in 600 ACE, and established as a dominant religion in that area. Okay, in that area, the name Sufi comes from Suf, S-U-F, which means wool. They wore wool clothing, hence Sufism. Okay, when you see the Jews, they have on some serious stuff sometimes. Okay. I ain't saying it's Islam, but I'm saying they do rituals pretty much the same concept. But they saw the Sufis mean wool. Okay, but the name Sufi was adopted since the ascetic followers of what this particular doctrine wore coarse woolen garments, hence Sufis. Like the Hindus, they been called Hindu because that's the land that they own. The way Hindus, no, he ain't, but that's what they call them. They Indians, but they call them Hindus. Okay, moving on. But everybody got their own concept, and this is theirs, and they telling you why they was called that. So now let's go to the followers of what they call Orthodox Islam. Now I don't know what we call our Islam here, but we going with the Orthodox. I don't know what y'all call it, okay? But this is Orthodox Islam. Sufism has almost always been regarded as what they consider hearsay. Why? Because since its main goal is to lead a Sufi follower to have what we call the mystical knowledge or the mystical experience of God, becoming one with God. It's all about knowing God, getting to God. So whatever religion you practice, y'all goal is to get to God. That I know and understand. Moving on, and everybody got different philosophical way to get there. Again, that I understand. Let's go. And if you thinking your way the only way, that's just ignorant. And if your way is a way, that's fine. But don't say it's the only way. That's what I got a problem with. I ain't saying right think it's the only way to get to God. No, it's one way. That's all. And why? I use that way because I got there. That's how I can vouch for that. Moving on and understand. If that ain't how you doing it, you ain't really doing it right. If you're a Christian, how can you vouch for Muslims and Sufis if that ain't what you practice, if that ain't what you study, that ain't what you live in? Hearsay. Again, everything is pretty much hearsay. Why? I ain't heard nothing that made me feel anything different. Watch this. But Sufism is also based upon the fundamental Islamic tenets. They have tenets to follow. They got commandments and rules. We got 42 confessions. Everybody got something that they follow, the layout. Okay. Tenets of living in a harmony with others. But beyond these ideas, the Sufis also hold that we got from A to H philosophical concepts and views that they practice themselves. Understand this. Starting with A. A says God as creator of the universe and transcends it. I agree. No problem with that one. B. God cannot be expressed in words. Again, telepathically, I know that in spirit, in mind, heart, my brain. I agree. From my understanding, my philosophy, so far, we're on the same page. Now, I might not be a Sufi, but I'm understanding their philosophy. Number 3, C. The inner light is one's own soul spirit. Again, I understand that's Haru, that's the spirit that's in me. They call it something else. It's the same philosophical concept, said different, but it is sufficient source of religious guidance. Remember, you have to listen to what? Your higher self, your higher conscience, your lower self, your ego. You don't want him in charge. That's why. And I kind of understand what they're saying. Now, D. The universe and God are actually one. Again, I agree philosophically. Know just what they mean. E. Since humans are part of creation, right there, they're telling you humans are part of creation. Why? Because the spirit that's in us is from God. That makes us what? Spiritual beings having human experience. Spirit become matter. Humans are part of creation. A human being can what? Through mystical discipline, practice of right thinking philosophy, and knowing thyself, can become one with God. Count me in. I'm a Muslim. I'm a Sufi. I agree 100%. That's what I'm trying to say. If what you're doing is on point right now, I'm going to agree with you 100%. And I'm still doing. Them other guys, Sufis, I might understand your philosophy because it's more philosophical than belief. So I can understand that. I'm with you. F. The Sufi mystic is described what? As a pilgrim on a journey following the path of the 7 stages in life. I'm about to break that down for you. I'm going to close it out, but we're going to have G and H. But this is important. Why? These are things that you practice. So I understand, like the 10 Commandments in Christian. If you follow the tenets, it'll work. I never said it doesn't. A lot of people BS it, so it don't work for y'all. So I understand that. When it's done correctly, it works like a charm. Watch this. Number 1, for the Sufis who practicing the 7 stages they're going through. Remember that number 7? Number 1, repentance. When you do something wrong, you realize it's wrong, you repent and you move on. Hell, man, whatever. I don't subscribe, but I get the concept, the repentance. Number 2, abstinence. These young people today don't have a clue what that means. Refraining from doing something that is not good for you. Abstain, sexual. You can't tell these people what to do with their lower nature. It's off the hook, and that's the reason why. No abstinence. Now, renunciation. That means giving up something again. 4, poverty. Why they think that people are spiritual gotta be poor? Why? Because people with materialistic things ain't spiritual. That's why. So if you spiritual, you poor, you poverty. Why? Oh, you guys God. I didn't get to God until I had nothing. Simple as that. I know for a fact. I didn't give 2 craps about God. Man, I got money, I got drugs, I got everything I need. But when all that was taken away, who you fall back on? Yeah. So I know better than anybody. And when I did that, everything changed for me. Again, when you have nothing else but God, that should be your cue right there. That should be your cue. And everything since then, I've been cool. I've learned patience. Next lesson, why? I've adopted a philosophy. If what I'm going to say won't be good, I won't say it. That wasn't always my philosophy. And I've been quiet around a lot of people. Why? Because I know if I'm saying something that they ain't gonna like, it ain't gonna be good, so I shut up. Some people, you're awfully quiet. Yeah, it's better for me that way. So see, they don't have to know what you're doing. You ain't got to explain what you do to nobody. I don't justify a damn thing I do to nobody. I just tell you what I do. Simple as that. Again, patience. I learned to shut up. Number 6, this is universal. Trust in God. Well, I say that, after I realized that. But when I was doing that, God wasn't even in my vocabulary. God was for suckers. See, I done my work. Wait a minute. My dad was the devil. We don't associate with godly people. We do what we do. If you come down here, you in our domain. I never went to church. I never professed to be a good guy. I'm in church now every week. Moving on. Different. So that's what? Trust in God. God isn't in church. I just fellowship with people who feel the same way I do about God. That's the difference. All right. Good people practicing Christianity. I ain't got no problem with that. Last one. Acquiescence. Acquiescence to what? To the will of God. I call it doing the right thing. That's my thing. All right. Remember it up. I see the clock. I'm about to take it home. G. As in Christian mysticism and the Bhakti yoga in India philosophy, you have some Sufis who practice devotion by what? Employing the energies of love, sexual energy, and directing them solely toward what? The divine union with God. Men, sexual retention. When you don't release that sperm, that for 28 days, 4-week cycle, like woman menstrual cycle, we have a purification cycle, and that adds years to your life. Okay? Wasting your sperm, wasting masturbating is what? Taking years off your life. You didn't live long. Moving on, all right? So through rituals, again, such as what? Reading good books, informational books, listening to a good poetry, reading people who express themselves through poetry, a lot of stuff you can learn. I love those people who express themselves in words and rhyme like that. I can't do that, but I love hearing people do it. I get their point. I can understand where they're coming from. I just don't do it, okay? That's what you call respect. That's a talent that I don't have. I respect those who have it. I don't hate on them because I can't do it. I hate them because I can't do that. Ignorance, okay. But again, these are things you can learn from. Inspiration. I just in the store, and the lady heard my record playing, Stevie Wonder, Living for the City. She said her boyfriend, little white girl, young girl, her boyfriend went to see Stevie Wonder. He's still constant. How about that? She said he had a religious experience. I said, that's how it used to be back in the day. You can go and have a good time in music and sharing. Now, not so much. Moving on. But yeah, again, you can get the information now from all different areas. And you can listen to poetry and other good works of literature. Again, and showing devotional dancing. They got this little young girl, Miyu or something, little Indonesian girl. Man, she got that expressive dancing. I got a sister who do spiritual dancing with the flag, all that good stuff. But they got this whole new thing, dance crazy now. They do to the music and they, she got that thing down. I think she was 8 years old and she good, okay. When people got talent, you appreciate it. When they put on display, you should appreciate it. And that's what I'm saying. I got no problem with that. And then they had, in Africa, they called the whirling dervishes, the fancy feet movement. Okay, they got that from us. It's an ecstatic, mental, emotional feeling develops, which one can be used to supplement and direct psychic, spiritual energy. I feel good doing good things. I feel good being around good energy people. I didn't have that feeling when I was doing the other stuff. I know that now, low vibration, you don't feel good about nothing. You're always on the prowl. You're always on the lookout. You're always on, always keyed up. Nah, I don't do that no more. But you have psychic, spiritual energy, and now you're becoming what? In tune, and you're attaining union with what? Your divine forces, nature. H, wrapping it up. Sufism incorporates the teachings in reference to what? The subtle spiritual body, which may be compared to the Egyptian teachings, again, as what they call the pillar of Asar, the jet pillar, the backbone, the 7 chakras in the system, the Maya balance scales, and you got the 7 powers, the energy centers, the chakras in the body, and the chakras of Indian yoga, and these are what they call, right quick, energy centers. What they really are, every religion, you see Islam there, but you see everybody got a sign, these energy centers, right quick, let me break it down for you. The first thing, figure 1, from top to the bottom, the Egyptian symbol of A, that's the star, that's the Peruvian man, 2 feet, 2 arms, 1 head, Allah, y'all know the deal with that acronym for Allah, okay. The star is always what? 5-pointed, ain't no 6-pointed star, okay. 5, it represents the 5 senses of man, okay. B, shows you the figure B is the eye of thought, Tahuti. Why? Because it has the crescent moon underneath it. Tahuti has an eye also. That's the eye, Tahuti. But this one makes it his. Okay? Take that away. It could be Ra or Haru. But the eye signifies consciousness, being awake. That's why I rock it. Wait, okay? That's the concept. And you got the Tahuti, Thoth, and Haru, representing a star, and the moon united opposites. What it means completeness with the supreme being, becoming one. C. Everybody know this sign here. The sun, disk, and the moon. Okay? Right there. And this is universal sign also. But right there, figure C is what? The sun and the moon. And it's the same as the previous one, the eye of Tahuti and Ra. Tahuti and Haru. D, the symbol for Islam. We all recognize that. Okay? And the Sufis had a whole bunch of similarities, what they did and what they believed in from the Egyptian concepts. That was my point, to show you that everybody had a philosophy and everybody got it from somewhere. But you do what works for you. That's what matters most. And if it's not working for you, maybe you're doing the wrong thing. And in closing, right thing, because I got some more back. I ain't done yet. All right. But in closing, may you all live to be 100, me 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who starting to understand more things about themselves have passed away. Everybody practice a philosophy, a dogma, a theology concept. Why? That's all we got. I give you concepts based on what my experience that I can put together and make a lesson out of it. That's my purpose. That's my lesson. I'll be right back.